right, thanks a lot. And I'm from Phenospex. We are a Dutch company, and we actually provide smart technologies for plant analysis. So before showing you guys how we're going to solve one of the biggest challenges in agriculture today, let me explain you a little bit of what we do right now, because we are a company that is already 5 years old, and we do have an established business around systems that actually look similar to this one here, or exactly like this one here. We provide a unique set of 3D imaging sensors to plant researchers. So our customers are plant breeders, research organizations, agrochemical companies, and all of these guys need to measure the performance of plants and actually understand how they behave in different environmental scenarios. And that's exactly where we're helping them. Over the last 5 years, we have established those facilities worldwide. We have key customers like Bayer Crop Science or Syngenta using our equipment in their everyday research workflow, and they do that for 3 simple reasons. First, because we can provide exactly the right parameters and meaningful information in very, very fast. Second, because our data analysis pipeline gets very well implemented into their research programs. And third, because we can bring this high-tech sensors into any environment. If it's very hot, sunlight, dirt, dust, you name it, we can do it. And we now have a huge business opportunity to take actually this established sensor technology and bring it to a completely new market that scales beautifully. So what we can solve right now is this issue here. What you can't see here is that this is the harvesting process of lettuce. There are teams of 25 people sitting in these tents here. They are walking over the field and they cut every single lettuce plant one by one. It's an extremely hard and challenging job, and it's getting harder and harder for farmers actually to find those people. It's estimated right now that the fruit and vegetable producers lose $3.2 billion a year because they do not have sufficient people to do the harvesting for them. So right now, until now, it was impossible to automate this process because it's a completely human decision-making based process. You look at the plant, you grab it, you cut it off, and you peel off the outer leaves to get a beautiful, nice product. But with our sensor technology, we could automate this process. What we have here is, again, our 3D imaging sensor in front of a robot, and we use the same trick that we know already from plant research. And I see this here is a little bit dark, but this is how the data that comes out looks like. We scan the plants from above, we identify where they are, we compute parameters how to best cut them and to best produce the product, and send this to the robot here that then produces this. One of these machines here can replace 4 people in the harvesting process. So we have this running in the Salinas Rally right now with one of the biggest farmers there, and 2 weeks ago we've produced the first pallet of 2,000 plants that were actually harvested and went to the food market. So what does it mean for the farmer? Actually, the harvesting costs account for 14% of the total production costs of lettuce. And with our technology, we can reduce that by 70%. So that means an overall decrease by 10% for the farmer. We can have the machine running day and night, which even means we can increase the productivity for those farmers and try to tackle those $3 billion we are losing every year because we are missing the people to harvest. So this is a great business case, and I think it's really great to explain that to the farmers. What does it mean for us as a company? Right now we are in this market here, the plant research, which is an $80 million market, and it's great to develop cutting-edge technology, to keep on developing the sensor, understanding more and getting better year by year. But at the same time, with only little adaptations, we can cover this whole much bigger market, which is the sensor technology, the imaging sensor technology for the precision harvesting of high-value crops, that is lettuce, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower. What we want to do in the next years is actually take our 3D imaging sensor, keep on improving it, and add different layers of data analysis to tackle the markets. We are already in the plant research. We are now going into the plant harvesting, and we want to see more really great applications that solve real-world problems coming up here next. We will use partners to provide the automation part, and right now we are fundraising our Series A to grow our business. We want to be the best company in 2020 to provide sensors to make decisions on plants. So if you want to see this thing live, I got some videos on my iPad that I would love to show you. I would love to keep on discussing, and let's get started. Thanks.
Thank you, Stefan. Rob, thank you for that. Really interesting technology. My question to you is, I assume that you don't own the plant phenotyping market today, and you've been around for 5 years. Convince me that over the next 5 years, you're going to own this space.
Sorry, can you repeat the part about the plant phenotyping?
Oh, so you don't own that, like, you don't own that entire market today?
So we would
and you've been around
fresh.
for 5 years, so,
okay.
So there's a new market to enter. Tell me that, or convince me that you're the team to capture this market opportunity.
Yep. So I think we are the team to capture that market opportunity. And if you look at our management, it's a great combination. We have Greg, who's a plant physiologist. He has a PhD from the research center in Jülich. He's a passionate visionary about plant science and bringing plant applications to life. Then we have Vladimir, who is our CTO and a physicist, and he's just a mad genius. If you ever had the chance to work with Belarusian physicists, it's one of a lifetime experience, I can tell you. When he builds things, they will work in whatever environment you can think of, but they will look like a Russian tank. It's a great guy, and then they do have me and kind of have to live with me. Besides that, we have a great and really ambitious team. We got the right technology in place. We know the people. We will go there straight away, demonstrate the use of our equipment, and with that, I think we are really ready to do it.
Okay, thank you. Hands up high for questions. And if you have the microphone, please stand.
Yeah, hi, I just want to piggyback off that question. I'm confident, based on your description, that you could technically handle what you're doing. And so it's researchers and geeks building products for researchers and geeks. Selling to farmers and things like that, it's a whole different sales type of team. So can you add, like, what are you doing to build a sales team that can sell to a different type of customer?
Yeah, it's a good point. Indeed, we are geeks to geeks, and the demands in production are completely different. Those guys speak about uptime and production levels, and they want to have a product that's working every time, every day. So indeed, we will just add those guys to our team that have been working in that domain and will speak the language of the farmer, because that is important. I think the business case we can present to the farmer is quite clear, and you are perfectly right. We need to add a little bit of people who speak the non-nerdy language with the farmers.
Thank you. In the back there. Thanks. Please stand.
Hi, have you looked at the food safety aspects of using a mechanical harvesting method versus having ag labor in the field?
We have been, I would say, unfortunately, in touch with the FDA already, and we are looking at this right now, and I hope we win this thing here, so I can spend all the money we get from Holland and Hart on the legal consultancy to talk to the FDA.
In the back there. Great. Please stand. Thank you.
Hi. What are the economics of your product versus hiring, say, farm labor, illegal labor, or so?
Yeah, well, I think we do save costs compared to farm labor, even if you would go for illegal labor, which is a thing I wouldn't recommend. However, that's one of the things I said here. You don't find those people. There is nobody that wants to do that job anymore. It's, I mean, I can fully understand it. I've been there in the fields and I've looked at it. It's a terrible, hard job. Those harvesting crews, year by year, the average harvesting guy gets older and older. Last year, the average age was 46 years. Now it's 47. So simply showing that there are no new people coming into this field. So I think the alternative they have right now is disappearing on the long term.
In the back there? There you go.
Would you like to hear the language of a farmer?
I would love to hear the language of a farmer.
So my husband and I have Pastures of Plenty Farm about 15 miles north of here, 23 years, growing salad greens and flowers. I know those fields in Salinas. They're familiar to me from Earthbound Farm, colleagues in farming. I'm curious if your technology works equally with conventional and organic agriculture.
It's a good point that we haven't looked at yet. What we do know already that there is a certain size that a farm should have. We estimated at 100,000 plants you need to harvest a day to make that technology affordable and valuable to you. So how that applies in organic farming, we would need to check the sizes.
So the answer is no? You don't know?
Probably no. I'm happy to talk to you again in half a year and maybe I have a better
Are
answer.
there any chemical inputs that are
No.
part of your technology?
No, it's completely, the sensor that we have is completely no touch, and then the harvesting robot is basically mimicking what the human is doing already. It grabs it from above, cuts it on the bottom, lifts it up, and puts it on a conveyor belt.
So I'll connect you with Tanamere and Antle in the Salinas Valley. They have more than 18,000 acres, and a third of those are in organic production, and they're one of the largest producers of lettuce in North America.
That would be great. I'm happy to catch up later.
Fantastic. We're out of time for questions. That's Phenospex. Thank you, Stefan.